What up, Snug World? My name is Edgar. Welcome back to the Snug Wrestling Podcast. I am the host, and we're going to Paris tonight to preview Clash in Paris from this weekend, talk about the matches, the storylines, the stars that we're going to see this weekend. So get ready, you guys. This should be a fun show. We're back to regular PLE, regular 5 match PLE, nothing crazy like the last few PLEs that we saw. Um, the Snug Crew's here, Mr. Blood and Tommy's here. What's up, fellas? How we doing tonight?
Doing really, really good. And for those of you who wonder where Toxic is, he's got his school duties. So tonight I will be not only reading my predictions, I will be doing his as well for those of you who are fans of Toxic's mindset and opinions and thoughts. But other than that, feeling really good. Really good.
Feeling good. Honestly, slightly a bit shocked that there are only 2 title matches out of the 5. But this is going to be interesting to see what in the world everybody thinks.
Yeah, we got the World Heavyweight Championship match and the Women's Intercontinental title. That's going to be defended at Clash in Paris. Excuse my French. I don't really know that much French, but yeah, other than that, before we get started, anything else that we need to like update or go over before we go into Clash in Paris? I think we should probably talk about our one-on-one tomorrow. We put out a shit ton of episodes this week already. What else, Blood? What else has been going on over here in the Snug world?
Not really too much that I can talk about other than your boys are in the top 100 wrestling podcasts in all the country. That's out of 250. We've fluctuated up and down the list, but the lowest number we've hit, or the highest number I should say we hit, is 46. Then we've gone to like 80, then 60. But either way, your boys are still always in the conversation of the greatest top 50 or top 100. But as far as concerned, other than you guys can just check out on the channel, on the Apple and Spotify channel, and on TikTok at the Snug Wrestling channel. We dropped the G, so Snug Wrestling, ending in an N, or Mr. Blood, my channel. We've got a bunch of coverage on the Rajah Jackson and Psycho Stu incident. I've been doing regular updates and reports on those, so you can check those out on any of the channels. Those podcasts are also available on our Apple and Spotify. If you can't watch the videos, you can, of course, listen to them while you're driving or doing whatever it is you need to do. But other than that, wrestling news aside from that has been pretty slow this week. So other than our one-on-one at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Central tomorrow on TikTok Live, we'll be covering a random wrestling topic like every Thursday. Then you can join us again on Friday for our SmackDown reviews, and then we will see you most likely after the show on Sunday, because it's apparently airing at like 3 p.m. So we'll probably do a post-show review later on in the evening, but earlier than normal. But we will keep you updated on that. Other than that, I think we're about ready to get into this, huh?
Yeah, yeah, so I'm also thinking like when it comes to like our one-on-one for tomorrow, I don't know if I want to do it tomorrow because there's a couple topics that I actually want to go over with you, but it seemed like last week we were getting a shit ton of questions from the listeners while we were on live. And I think one of these weeks we should do like just like an open discussion and just answer questions for 1 hour. I think that
cool.
might be
open
right?
Q&A. Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. And we get a lot of good questions, a lot of random questions. So I think, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the mood is tomorrow. Maybe we can do that.
All right.
But yeah, when it comes to me dropping or changing the name, it's actually a funny story. So if you guys have been longtime listeners, you guys know that I had a TikTok page. The original Snug Wrestling TikTok page was taken down by TikTok, and I had to make a new one, which is the one that I have now. But even though the first page was removed, I couldn't use that same handle because TikTok was saying that there was already a handle with that name. So I wanted to keep something related to Snug Wrestling, but I added Mr. Snug Wrestling at the beginning. But some people were confusing it, and they read it as Mrs. Snug Wrestling instead of Mr. Snug Wrestling. So I'm like, I don't want people to get confused and think it's Mrs. Nug Wrestling, if that makes sense. So I changed it, dropped the G, and it's just Snug Wrestling with no G at the end. So be sure to follow our TikTok page. But yeah, other than that, that's been the updates over here in the Snug Wrestling world. But yeah, let's get into it, you guys. Paris, France, Clash in Paris 2025, and 5 matches, 2 title matches. A lot better than SummerSlam. That was fucking. It was like 1,300 matches. It felt like, and 48 hours of straight wrestling. So I'm looking forward to this one. And let's start off with probably the main event. John Cena versus Logan Paul. They're going to be facing off in what people are calling a generational showdown, where, John Cena's in his farewell tour, and a lot of people are upset that Logan Paul is getting a shot at John Cena before John Cena retires, and there's fans that are hyped about it. There's fans that think John Cena is wasting his time, his dates, his valuable time left in the WWE on Logan Paul. But I'm actually really excited for this match. Their feud got a little bit heated last week on Friday Night SmackDown. Hopefully we see them again this week on SmackDown. But what do you guys think is going to go down here in this match with John Cena versus Logan Paul?
So personally, as I said on the Friday Night SmackDown post-show review, I think this was Logan Paul's absolute best promo he's cut in the entirety of his tenure in WWE. I think this was also one of maybe the top 3, probably top 3 John Cena promos of the year. I wasn't really caring all that much about this match because I am of the mindset where I feel like John Cena is wasting his time with this match on Logan. However, that being said, Logan deserves at this point to show, like, he's proven he can hang in the ring with, AJ Styles. He can hang with Rey Mysterio. He can hang with Roman Reigns. Why not let him hang with John Cena? So as far as it's concerned, even though I think it's kind of a waste of a date, I feel like we could have just gotten Brock Lesnar out of the way here, but they want to counter program AEW at WrestlePalooza on September 20th with John Cena versus Brock Lesnar while they charge $6,000 for a third row seat from the ring. Okay, I guess we're doing this now. So if we're doing it now, my prediction is I think John Cena. I think Logan doesn't need a win over John Cena. Although, because, right, let me put it this way. How do you have Logan beat John and then expect John to beat Brock? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he loses to Logan, how the fuck do you expect him to topple Brock Lesnar, right? So I think it's got to be John Cena. And as for Toxic's prediction, he states Logan and Cena, it's simple. Fuck Logan. Cena is whooping his ass.
That's what Toxic said.
Yeah.
I miss that kid sometimes. Wish he was here with us, but go ahead, Tommy.
That's not surprising from Toxic at all. But I am going to put this as simple as possible. I'm going John Cena. Simply because of the fact that the first thing that pops into my head is something that Cena said to Austin Theory a while back. Cena is in a lose-lose situation. It's either he loses against John Cena, or he beats John Cena and everybody hates him for it. So he's kind of in a lose-lose situation here. But as Blood said, Cena's next opponent is Brock fucking Lesnar. So how in the world are you going to have him lose to Logan Paul if his next opponent is Brock Lesnar, someone who's way better than Logan Paul? So I'm going John Cena here.
Yeah, as much as I love John Cena, I wouldn't be mad if Logan Paul beat John Cena, because if John Cena truly believes everything that he said last week on Friday Night SmackDown, that Logan Paul is this big star. He's very talented, and John Cena put Logan Paul over in a major way. You know, he's a future champion, even though John Cena hates to admit it. I'm like, why not put Logan Paul over? And yes, it might throw in that, you know, that wrench in there that's like, okay, if John Cena can't beat Logan Paul, what makes you think, you know, John Cena will beat Brock Lesnar? And it's like, well, if John Cena doesn't beat Brock Lesnar, that could also show how great of a talent Logan Paul is. Why not? Put Logan Paul over. I think that would be a great idea. But it is definitely going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out, because the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to believe. And we all know John Cena is not shy of putting younger guys over, especially, you know, young up and coming heels like Austin Theory, Solo Sikoa. Why not add Logan Paul to that list? I say that'd be dope. So I'm going to be that guy, and I'm going to go with Logan Paul on this one. Sorry, y'all. All right. Let's go to the World Heavyweight Championship match next. Seth Rollins, the current world champion, is going to be facing CM Punk, who wants to get back his title that he lost at SummerSlam after holding it for 5 minutes. Jey Uso, another guy that lost the title and who wants to get it back. We saw Jey Uso crash out on Friday Night SmackDown, so Jey Uso's coming for that gold. And also LA Knight, a guy that a lot of people have been pulling for months and months and months and months. Give LA Knight a shot at the title. And he just keeps on swinging and swinging and swinging and missing and missing and missing. So who do you guys got for this one?
So here's the problem with this match, right? It's going to be a great match. That's for certain. I'm super excited for this match. I feel like LA Knight's been on a great run. I feel like he has stepped his game up in an exponential way. He just feels like a much better performer than he was a year ago. Seth Rollins has always been great, right? CM Punk is my boy. That's just CM motherfucking Punk. That's CM goddamn Punk. Best in the world. And Jey Uso, who has proven time and time again that he is a great sports entertainer. He is a great storyteller, and that with the fans behind him, the man can do anything when push comes to shove. Here's the problem with this match. I would believe any of these men could take it off of Seth Rollins if this match wasn't coming less than 3 months after he won it. Literally, he just won the damn thing literally at SummerSlam, beginning of this month, I believe, on the 2nd or 3rd of August. He just won it. How am I to believe that any of these men stand a chance of beating him literally a month, just shy of a month from the day that he actually won it? I do not believe they had him cash in that title on Punk at SummerSlam just so he could drop it 29-ish days later. Okay? So the problem is, if this match was taking place in November, December, January, I'd buy it a little bit more. I don't buy it now. That's the only problem. This match is going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be well worked, lots of drama, super excited. It's just not surprising, and unfortunately, it is way too predictable. So Seth Rollins retains. As for Toxic, he says fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. He thinks Jey or Punk, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that's just wishful thinking. I think he knows it's Seth.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no possible way that they are just going to have Seth Rollins do the ruse of the century and then throw that away less than a month later. There's just no way. So it's got to be Seth. I would be shocked if any of these boys actually are able to take it off of him on Sunday. But unfortunately, I have to go Seth here. As much as I would love for Punk to get that title back, for Knight to actually have a world title run, or for main event Jey Uso to get that title back. I just have to admit the inevitable here, and Seth is absolutely retaining that world heavyweight title.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of going for like the easiest answer here. But like I want to believe that there's going to be way more to this. I mean, at first I wasn't really too hyped about this cuz it's like, oh, okay, another fucking fatal 4-way. How many of these matches have we seen in the past fucking 2 months, right? Um but because it's a fatal 4-way, it's no disqualification, which means everyone and their mama is going to run in. And at first, now this is what I hope happens, because at first Seth Rollins, when he started this faction, it was all about him taking over the entire WWE, Raw and SmackDown, which means he wants all the gold. But then it turned into, I just want to make sure that CM Punk never becomes champion. CM Punk became champion. Seth Rollins cashed in, took the championship away from CM Punk. But for all of those reasons, the fact that this is a fatal 4-way, the fact that there's so many interferences, if Seth Rollins loses it, Seth Rollins is also protected. And as long as it's not CM Punk, I think Seth Rollins would be like, I'm good with losing it as long as it's not CM Punk. And that way, you get the belt off of Seth, but the feud with CM Punk and Seth continues. And shit, maybe we can finally see LA Knight become a champion. Or, God, I hope not they put it on Jey Uso, but I think it wouldn't be a bad idea or so bad if Seth Rollins loses a title this quick.
Here's my thing with that, though. Though I would love Punk to have an actual reign with it again, and I would love to see Jay with it again, and I would really love to see LA Knight actually get a fucking shot, because the man has proven he deserves to be in the main event. He's earned it, okay? The problem is, you take that title off of Seth less than a month after he won it. At what point do we have to start thinking that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker should have no faith in him whatsoever? Why are they following him if he can't even hold a title for a month? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't win without our help, Seth. Nothing ever gets done unless we're there. And if he loses, even if they interfere, then what? Who's going to believe this group is a wrecking crew now?
This could be the start of a potential feud between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins also, because if you guys remember,
yes,
on Friday Night SmackDown, Braun Breaker his body language was different. It was odd. He wouldn't even look Seth Rollins in the eye in that backstage segment. A lot of people are speculating that Braun Breaker is getting ready to turn on Seth Rollins.
Well, there was that report several weeks ago where they stated that the initial plan is to have Braun Breaker turn further heel on Seth Rollins. That was a report that came out about a month and a half ago. Here's the problem, though. They've only been together since Mania, which was end of April 19th and 20th. So it's what, May, June, July, we're in August. So they've just started getting traction. There's just now the Braun thing. There's just now the tribal thief thing. Like, they're starting to finally
get him over. Braun Breaker.
Pardon me. Find their footing in the group. The group just got a name 3 months in. It just got the name The Vision. We waited this long. It's too early for Braun Breaker to turn on him. Way too early. And the fact that they just got a name for the group tells me that there's no way that turn is happening anytime soon. I'm pretty sure if Braun Breaker's breaking off from Seth, it's not going to be till after December during the Rumble season. Maybe he'll turn on him leading into Elimination Chamber, but there's no way that they break up before the end of the year. Maybe we start seeing slight cracks during War Games, but I don't think the final nail in their coffin comes till after the new year.
No, I'm not saying Braun Breaker is going to turn on Seth Rollins at Clash in Paris, but I can see them doing something to put more doubt that it's going to happen sooner than later. Like, I don't know, we all know that they're going to interfere in this match. Like,
Oh yeah, there's absolutely, unless Roman Reigns puts Bronson Reed in a body bag, like.
So I can see them doing like Braun Breaker tries to spear Jey Uso, accidentally hit Seth Rollins, and then either Jey or LA Knight pin Seth Rollins, and then it's like, what the fuck, Braun? Oh, my bad. And then that's, the beginning of something there.
I could see that. It would just be weird, right? Because then you got to wonder, okay, so you wasted a cash in and a crazy ass gimmick. You worked everybody for a month just to drop it a month later.
It was all to make sure that CM Punk doesn't become champion, and that was his goal, and he completed it.
Well, the way that they're framing everything, they're really trying to frame it that the way that everything went off air this past Monday, it feels like they're really trying to frame it like Jay is the one standing tall, right? And I feel like that's a red herring, because let's just say hypothetically they do choose to take it off of Seth. I think putting Jay as the standing tall guy at the end of that segment from Monday is a red herring. I would say it would have to be LA Knight.
Hell yeah, dude. That fucking pop, that place would fucking blow up.
It would literally be the pop of pops. Like it would be like Dolph Ziggler cashing in on Alberto Del Rio level of pop.
And like, no one expects LA Knight to win it. No, if he won it, oh my God.
Could you imagine? And we're talking about a European crowd here, right? I mean, you saw how nuts they went just on Monday for Roman. Imagine they shock the world and LA Knight, literally fucking pins and wins the World Heavyweight Championship. Holy fucking shit.
I would love to see that. That's my prediction.
There's an Australian of ours that we know very well that I know would absolutely do a backflip, round off handspring and cry tears of joy if he saw LA Knight win the World Heavyweight Championship this weekend.
Do you guys want to change your predictions?
I'm still sticking with Seth, but man, I'm going to stick with Seth. That way I keep it in my brain that I think it's Seth. So if it turns out being LA Knight, I can have the lose my shit moment of the evening and just be as excited and as ecstatic as possible, because I will legit be super fucking happy for him.
Yeah, dude. That would be fucking wild.
I'm changing my prediction. Like I said, as much as I would love for it to happen, it's just too soon. That's the problem.
I mean, they've done this before, though, right? Where too soon is what everybody thinks, and then bloop, title switch hand.
And then too soon, you want to talk about too soon? Drew McIntyre was champion for like 3 minutes. CM Punk was champion for 5 minutes. You're telling me Seth Rollins can be champion for a month?
Though, and one of them was because of the fact that Drew couldn't walk the fuck away.
Yeah, but you got to think, like, there's tons of times where they have shocked us and done title changes no one expected. Remember the last world title run in WWE that CM Punk had? His last match was against who? The Rock at the Royal Rumble of all places. They had The Rock beat CM Punk for the world title that he had held for over 300 days. His reign was ended by The Rock 2 months before WrestleMania. Like, they'll do shit like that. They've proven they will, So who's to say? I'm sticking with Seth just so I can be surprised if it's not. And because Seth in my head makes the most sense, my heart says LA Knight, but my prediction says Seth.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm thinking more Seth, but LA Knight is like right there.
Yeah.
He's like a really, really close second.
My mind telling me
it'll be the perfect opportunity for LA Knight, because you can say Seth and Punk are, they're going to get busy with their issues. Jey Uso somehow going to get involved in that too. And then that just leaves LA Knight right open for easy pickings right there.
And I know this is going to War Games too, but again, Seth for the obvious, LA Knight for the dream. It's that whole, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on. this is a match now that I think the one that I'm actually looking forward to the most, and it's Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. The Tribal Chief finally is returning to singles action, so that's fucking cool. And he's facing his high school bully Bronson Reed, the guy that has been jacking his shoes. Bronson Reed easily owes him like fucking $4,000 in just those two pairs of shoes alone. So shit, things is about to get intense. The promo battle that these two had on Monday Night Raw was magnificent. I'm so excited for this one, man. And again, kind of like, when we talked about John Cena and Logan Paul, I would love to see Bronson Reed go over on Roman Reigns. I know that's a long shot, and I know people are going to call me crazy, but I feel like Roman Reigns at this point in his career, he's bulletproof. No matter if he loses, if he gets pinned, it is not going to hurt Roman Reigns if Bronson Reed beats him at Clash in Paris. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Put Bronson Reed over. Do it. But what do you guys think?
So this is the Tribal Thief versus the Tribal Chief. And it's kind of crazy, right? That this is like a match. Like when the year started, I did not have Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns on a PLE one-on-one with no title on my bingo card. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes down to it, I think, again, yeah, you're right. Roman's kind of bulletproof at this point. As we've said before, I've especially been touting this for weeks and weeks. Bronson Reed is highly underrated. Highly underrated. And I was angry that when they were doing this whole vision thing since Mania, they were constantly leaving him out of all of the pomp and circumstance, right? Constantly propping up Seth, constantly propping up Braun Breaker as the future of the WWE. And then it's just like, and Bronson Reed, he's a monster. That's it. But they'll talk ad nauseum for like 5 minutes apiece on how great Seth is, how great Braun Breaker is. And then it's just like, but the Auszilla, he's also a monster too. Anyway, and then they move on. It's like, put some respect on this man's name. Like, dude, this guy was getting cheered, like across the fucking building when he was tsunamiing people relentlessly forever last year or the year before. So for me, it's just like he has needed direction. They're finally giving it to him. They've given him a gimmick, a character. He is the Auszilla. He is finally, for the first time on TV, I believe ever, fully acknowledged as a Samoan. That's not an Anawahi Fatu or Maivia dynasty related member. But they're also finally giving him merch that can sell. The Tribal Thief with the Nikes on there. He's got the owner of the Shula Fala. They're putting stock into him, putting shtick into him.
Personality.
It's amazing. Personality. Exactly. Personality. Letting him cut an actual promo against Roman was amazing. To give him that opportunity and spotlight in a promo battle with Roman Reigns is awesome. Roman is going to sell his ass off for this kid. He's going to sell his ass off for Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is definitely a star. He's a star in the making. He's amazing. As much as I would love him to win this match to get the rub, because imagine what you can do with a Bronson Reed that has a definitive pin over Roman. Would it be clean? I don't think so. I think that if Bronson wins, it's going to have to be due to some kind of, bullshit shenanigans. Someone comes in and distracts Roman. I'm assuming Seth or Paul Heyman distracts Roman. Roman gets tsunamied once, again, like 6 of them, and then pins him. But I do think Roman is winning here. But here's my thing, because you can't beat everybody, right, in this evening. My problem is that when it comes down to it, the only member of the Vision who is not on a match that evening is Braun Breaker, right? He's the only person not in a match. You have to imagine he's getting involved in this match because he's the only one who's going to be free and clear to do so. So as far as it's concerned, if Roman does lose, it is because it becomes a 2-on-1 situation. And that's still good because he's a heel. Bronson's a heel, so put him over as a heel. This is perfect. He gets the win. Another pair of shoes. This is going to lead into their anger for War Games, right? But I'm at the same mindset with Toxic here. right? Where Toxic's prediction is going to kind of coincide with mine. It's Roman versus Tribal Feet. What do you call it? Is getting his shoes back and stealing Bronson's boots is what Toxic believes. He thinks he's going to beat Bronson and then take his boots, his ring boots, and then probably bully his shoes back from Paul Heyman. However, my prediction ends. I think the Tribal Thief thing has only gone on for a short amount of time. It's too early to end it. I think you can get a lot more out of this. I think Bronson needs to go over because of an interference from Braun Breaker. I think Roman gets another pair of his shoes stolen. Or when they try to steal his shoes, Roman tricks them, counters back, beats them down, and takes his shoes. But still, Bronson wins.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm sorry, Tox. I really am, but he's not winning this. Roman's not going over. I have to go Bronson here. Because as he said, the biggest thing that we have to take into consideration for two different matches now is the fact that Braun Breaker is completely free from action, which means he can absolutely get involved in both of these matches here. So I have to go Bronson for that reason. But I do agree that it's a possibility that Roman might get his revenge somehow and take the shoes from Bronson, or possibly get both pairs of his Nikes back. But overall, I have to go Bronson Reed on this.
Yeah, another reason too why I'm starting to believe that more and more is because if you guys remember on Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns was doubting himself. He's like, I'm not the same. I don't got a bloodline. I don't got the championships. I don't got the wise man. So there's some doubt in there with Roman. So how things have been looking, Bronson Reed has been beating the crap out of Roman left and right, taking his shoes. I think Bronson Reed has a really good shot here. So I'm excited for this one. This match is going to be really fucking good, I hope. All right, you guys, moving on to the next match. We got two more matches left. A good old-fashioned Donnybrook match between Sheamus and Rusev because they're both European and because they're in Paris. And this is basically going to be a no DQ match with, I don't know, some type of like Irish-themed weapons out there. But, I mean, hopefully it's hard-hitting. Hopefully it's entertaining. And hopefully it's good. I don't know, man. I mean, I was kind of hyped for this a couple weeks ago, but then I don't know. I feel like this type of stipulation, we see it too much. It's the same thing. It's just a different name. I was kind of hoping for, I don't know, like a last man standing match or something we don't usually see, but what do you guys think is going to come out of this?
I definitely think that we've seen way too many no DQ matches in the last handful of months. It's been a lot. I mean, what was it? SummerSlam weekend, we had like 3 versions of no DQ. So,
At least 4.
Yeah, like it can get, these kinds of stipulations are best when used sparingly. And a Donnybrook match is literally just a street fight with Irish themed barrels for beer around, shillelaghs, Irish paddles. Essentially it's a tribal combat match, or it's an Extreme Rules match, or it's this match, or it's a street fight. It's just a no DQ match with special fucking themed weaponry. That's all it is. This match will be no different than any other DQ match with weapons. The weapons will just look different. It's like going into WWE 2K25, selecting your weapons wheel for what you can grab from out under the ring, and instead of using a baseball bat, hey, you're playing as Zelina Vega, you can use her chancla as a weapon. Hey, you're playing as one of the basketball DLC characters from NBA, hey, you can use a basketball as a weapon. It's still a no DQ match. The thing is that this match is going to be hard-hitting. The problem here is getting people to care about Rusev. This has been the biggest problem since he has come back. I hearken Rusev right now as a more successful version of what they're trying to do with JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, whatever you want to call him. That a lot of fanfare when he came in. A lot of people were excited to see what would be going on, and he has been a bore. And it's because they don't know what to do. They want Rusev to be this angry, giant monster threat guy. But since he has come to the WWE or back, he is literally only versed in my head canon. Otis, Akira Tozawa, Sheamus. Like, legit, like, you've got to do something else. He's been back for like now what, 3-ish months almost, maybe 4 now. And legitimately, I'm getting tired of seeing him. I genuinely believe they should have brought him back with the Rusev Day gimmick. Something that was already a proven commodity. It was already over as hell. People remember it. They loved it. You could have hired Aiden English back for his entrance. Like, you could have gone back to what worked, and you knew what worked and people would care. Is he a comedy wrestler that way? Kind of, sort of, but he really wasn't, because he was still winning and beating the shit out of people. So as far as concerned, this match is probably going to get This Is Awesome chants from the European crowd, because Sheamus is also Irish. And, you know, as far as it's concerned, it's going to be great. It's going to be hard hitting. But I'm at the point where I don't even know who won their last match. Is this their third or fourth match? So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, it's kind of like copy and paste. I know that Rusev won the first one from cheating. Then Sheamus won the second one from getting one over on him. The third one ended in DQ.
A count out, I think.
Count out. So this is now the technical rubber match. So it's like, okay, you're 1-1 with a tiebreaker of count out. So who do we think needs to win? Does Sheamus need to be victorious because Sheamus lost his last two feuds? Or does Rusev need to win this feud because he's the new arriving heel threat that they're trying to build up, but no one cares about him? And if the back knows no one cares about him, do you really have Sheamus put him over if no one gives a shit? You know, so I'm going to go ahead and say Sheamus, just for the sheer fact of WWE knows that if Sheamus wins, the fans will love it. Toxic says Sheamus versus Rusev. I think Sheamus is winning.
Yeah, I look at this and I completely agree. I have to go completely with you. Almost 4 for 4 right now with you and I, Blood, being together on this. I have to go Sheamus. You said it yourself just now. No one cares about Rusev because of the fact that the only person that he has fought that has actually had a chance against him to give him a run for his money is Sheamus. That's it. All of the others were just squash matches, is what they were. So I have to go Sheamus here. Please, for God's sake, end this feud. I get it. During his initial run, this was the feud everybody loved out of all of Rusev's feuds. But right now, this feud needs to quit, and you need to figure out something else to do with Rusev.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rusev for me. I'm not like Mr. Blood, who's high on Sheamus. I was never big on Sheamus. I always thought he was so boring since day one. I'm not even gonna lie. So I've just always liked Rusev better, and that's just for that simple fact. I'm just gonna go with Rusev. Hopefully. All right, the final match. It is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We're gonna see Becky Lynch, who's the current Women's Intercontinental Champion, versus the generational that paved the way for women's wrestling, Nikki Bella. At least how that's what Nikki Bella believes. Yeah, I mean they tried to build this matchup at Monday Night Raw with them going face to face, and this promo battle where they said a bunch of things to each other that sounded cool to them, but not to everyone else that was watching and that was in that arena. Um, but yeah, there's just, uh, they just a lot of history between these two. Apparently, they go way back, and I don't know if anyone's really looking forward to this. But what do you guys think is going to happen?
Uh, uh, man, it's really hard to give a fuck about this match, isn't it? I mean, this is literally Liv Morgan's sloppy seconds. That's what this is. People forget Liv Morgan was originally supposed to have a feud with Nikki Bella, and Liv Morgan was also already chasing the women's world title or the IC title, but she got injured. So they had to pivot and change everything. Remember that they had to change a bunch of the shit that was supposed to happen at the Evolution pay-per-view because a lot of it centered around Liv Morgan. So one could speculate Liv Morgan was originally supposed to win a title that night, maybe, or perhaps be involved in a finish somehow that involved her in a feud with the women's world title or the mid-card Intercontinental Championship. Because again, they said they had to throw out and scrap the entire show because Liv Morgan was injured. She was supposed to be heavily featured across the entire night. So that tells me something to do with either one of those titles was heavily involving Liv Morgan, which would have stretched the feud out to probably SummerSlam. Whatever happened at SummerSlam would have stretched it out to Clash in Paris, where I'm assuming it probably would have wound up with Liv Morgan holding one of these titles and Stephanie Vaquer taking it off of her. Because you got to think about the way the track record of everything went. Notice how they just hot potatoed the title back and forth between, it was like, oh, it's Io. Now it might be Rhea. Now it might be they constantly kept trying to look at safe options when Liv went out. And we were getting bored. Like, why is this feud not ending? Why do they keep trying to shove Rhea versus fucking Io down our throats? It's because there was probably a different story that was supposed to happen with Liv. So now that Liv is gone and the whole women's division feels it clearly, we have to get Nikki. I'm still trying to be relevant fucking Bella. And I've said this a million times, but Becky said it for me, the second best Bella twin. And as far as concerned, paved the way. Girl, get the fuck out here. Who the fuck you paved? Only thing you did was pave a way for you and your sister's way out of catering. Okay, like literally, and that road was paved with John Cena and Daniel Bryan's happy trails. So as far as it's concerned, this is a bullshit filler match for me. I don't care who wins. I do like a lot of Becky's shtick from this past Monday, even though a lot of it's been grating for weeks now, because she says the same thing. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm, oh, no. And she does this whole like manic Irish girl thing where she tries to be funny and manic at the same time. And as I've said ad nauseum, she fucking comes across like a fucking cracked out Muppet. She shakes her head. No. Like, I'm waiting for her to start singing me fucking songs with Kermit the Frog here. Okay. And I didn't say it. Sports Illustrated says it. So I know I'm not the only one. Like,
She
it
does sound like that, though.
So for me, it's just like, if Becky wins, who's taking this shit off of her? Are we still trying to run the Bailey thing, which is also losing me, by the way? I can't take that shit seriously at all. The talking to the 15 versions of herself. And if Nikki wins, I'm going to smack my head up against the wall, on the corner of the wall, because then I got to hear this chick cut a fucking promo until she loses that goddamn title, and she can't cut a promo either. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care here. It's whoever. I'll pick Becky to spare me Nikki Bella. I will. Yes,
that's exactly what I was thinking too, man. I hate to
Becky,
say it, but
yeah, to spare me Nikki Bella.
I'm going Becky too.
Yeah, bro. Like Toxic said, and Toxic actually had, this is the most explaining Toxic did for his predictions. Becky and Nikki, I say Nikki only to make the Women's Intercontinental Championship more prestigious and help it by saying Becky Lynch has held it, and now a Hall of Famer in Nikki Bella has held it. so it's mainly for the sake of boosting the title's prestige. Fuck that. Nikki Bella shouldn't even be in the fucking Hall of Fame yet. How the fuck did she go in before Michelle McCool? Are you kidding me? Natalia deserves to go in there before any of them.
Jesus Christ.
Hilarious to me.
Out of all the matches, fucking Toxic explained more on this one of all of them.
So here's my question. Why the fuck is Nikki Bella even here in the first place? Why did she even come back in the first place? She was not needed, nor was she wanted back in the WWE. Why the hell is she here? People wanted AJ Lee back, not either of the fucking Bellas. Why the hell is Nikki Bella here? No damn sense. I'm going Becky Lynch here because fuck Nikki Bella. She shouldn't even be here in the damn first place. Whatsoever, she shouldn't have even come back at the Royal Rumble because she was never needed nor was she wanted back in the WWE.
All right. Well, yeah. Those were the 5 matches for Clash in Paris that we're going to see this weekend. Sunday is going to be exciting, I think, no matter... I think there's a couple good matches on here that I'm really looking forward to. So that should be cool. Look out for the clips. I'm going to be posting lots of clips and doing reactions and hanging out. And also look out for the review. We're going to get together after the show at some point to go over the outcomes, the winners, and if there's title changes, and we're going to cover it all. So yeah, man, that was it for us for today, y'all. Mr. Blood, take us home.
Sir, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Snug Wrestling. Thanks for kicking it with us as always. We appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. Don't forget, we're live every Monday and Friday night after Raw and SmackDown go off the air on YouTube, Twitter, or X, and Facebook for live post-show reviews. And as a bonus for reaction content during the weekly WWE broadcast on all our socials. Then come hang out with us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific on TikTok live, where myself, Mr. Blood, and the leader of Snug Wrestling, Edgar, that handsome Mexican right there, do our weekly one-on-ones where we dive into random wrestling topics and answer your questions. That'll also be tomorrow night, by the way, on TikTok Live. So follow Snug Wrestling on all social media platforms as well as Apple and Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, stay safe, stay savage, and stay snug. And one time for the one time, that was 4 letters, 1 word. Ooh, yeet.